Hey everyone, it's Justine. Welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be creating a birthday card, which I don't think I've done for quite a while actually, and I desperately need to replenish my stash. So I'm going to start off with a stamp from the stamp market called Bounty of Blooms, and I'm going to be using this similar to a background stamp. I'm going to stamp in the top left corner and the bottom right corner without overlapping them. I'm stamping with some scrapbook.com embossing ink. Similar to a Versamark ink, whichever one you have for embossing is totally fine for this technique. I'm going to be embossing these using some white glitter embossing powder. This is Alabaster Sparkle Embossing Powder from Brutus Monroe. Just adds a little something extra to your regular white embossing powder. And I've been using this a ton this holiday season for sure, and I've really been enjoying this embossing powder. Now I'm going to just melt it using my heat tool. I'm not going to keep the camera on too long though because it's really hard to see white melt on white. But essentially once you see it's turned from matte to glossy, you're all good to go. I'm then going to take my panel with the embossing pattern side down and place it face down onto a birthday cover die from the stamp market. This cuts out sort of a frame, or it cuts out a card panel in its own way. So what it does is it's going to cut out the word birthday out of my card panel, and you can get a 2-for-1 card easily out of this. You could use the letters for a different background, for example, or keep them all together. It's completely up to you. You could die cut it in different colors and get a whole bunch of different rainbow ones. But I thought I would do a nice ink resist technique today. So I'm going to take out all the letters from the die, and when I'm all ready, I'm just going to lay them out here. Next up, take a blending tool. You can use any blending tool you like. It really doesn't matter for this if you have blending brushes, or I'm going to be using the scrapbook.com blending tool with domed foam refills. And I'm going to lay out my inks from the from Stamp Market. Now, as many of you know, I swear by Catherine Pooler inks. It has a lot to do with the ink pad itself versus the actual ink properties, although the ink properties are really great also. And I really love the fact that the stamp market also decided to go with a foam pad and not a felt pad. You get a lot out of these inks, and I feel like the colors are different enough for me to warrant having both the Catherine Pooler inks and the stamp market inks. You'll notice that they are in 2 different sizes at the moment. Their first batch was created by Colorbox, which ended up going out of business, and then they switched manufacturers, so now you have your standard sort of rectangular shape ink pad that you get from most companies. But the pad itself is different from most companies, as I said. Very similar to Stampin' Up, Catherine Pooler, and I find these foam pads to be more popular these days. So I'm going to be using a whole bunch of the colors here so you can see what they look like. I love the looks of these too. I just think they're so pretty. So I used Melon first, then Tropic Teal, I believe it is. Then Peach. This is one of the new colors that came out in the second round of inks. And what I love is that the stamp market, if you ever look at their Instagram or their photography, you automatically know that it's their products because they always use a very similar color scheme. And the first 12-ish colors that came out from the stamp market all followed that. And it matches their pattern paper that they've come out with and things like that, which is really great. The next color is Citrine, and I love this color. I haven't had a color like this before. It's yellow, but it's got this tiny tinge of green in it. And I think it looks really pretty, and it blends so well with all the rest of the inks. It really coordinates great. The next one is oh my goodness, I can't even see my screen. I really need to put my glasses on. Sea Glass, I believe it's called. Then I went with Bubblegum, Emerald, and Coral for the remaining letters, and I topped it off with Melon again for the exclamation point because I didn't feel like the colors were going to go too well if I had chosen something different. So once you're all finished inking up your letters, you should be able to see those flowers pop through. I'm going to go ahead and grab a card base. This is a pre-cut, pre-scored card base from scrapbook.com, and I'm grabbing that cover plate that I had originally die cut. I could of course die cut this, for example, in black if I wanted it to look completely different and have the letters pop more. It's completely up to you. I mean, dies like this have endless possibilities. You can use whatever medium you want to color them. You could use different color backgrounds, different color letters, 2-for-1 cards. They're really quite versatile. I'm going to be inlay die cutting all of these little pieces in. There aren't too many little pieces I find in this one, so it's very manageable. and then just adding in the middles of the B's, R's, D's, and the A. So this is the end of today's card tutorial. I ended up stamping happy and die cutting that and adding it just to the center for a little extra something. I have all the supplies listed below in the video description if you're interested at all. And I hope you enjoyed this little birthday tutorial. It's pretty quick and easy card, nothing too complex. I think it's good for beginners. And thank you so much everyone for watching throughout the holiday season. I really appreciate it. Bye for now.